Hello, everybody. This is Executive Editor Sean Gibson, GamingIllustrated.com. I'd like to introduce you to the staff here. I've got Carl Armstrong, Calvin Martinez, Ryan Bloom, Ben Sheen, and on Skype, Rachel Gray. And this is our end of the year, Game of the Year discussion. We'd like to welcome you, and a special thanks to Chance, who's behind the scenes here, working very diligently to make such a wonderful video content for our site. So, with that, we're going to get right into the discussion of Game of the Year for various genres. And first up are fighting games. We have 5 different games in this category nominated. We have Persona 4 Arena, Dead or Alive 5, Street Fighter X Tekken, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and PlayStation All-Stars. Who wants to take it?
All right. It's a big year for fighting games. A lot of stuff came out. A lot of stuff didn't make the cut, even though there was a lot of high-profile games like Soul Calibur 5, which was highly disappointing. But for me, I love PlayStation All-Stars. I think it blends the accessibility of Smash Brothers with a little bit more depth and kind of moveset that most fighting games have. It's really a whole lot of fun.
I gotta say, well, honestly, being a huge Tekken fan and Street Fighter fan from way back in the day, I kind of got away from it, but just seeing those two put together finally for the first time ever and everything, I gotta tell you, hardcore fighting fans absolutely love that title. I was a fan of it as well. I gotta say, Street Fighter Tekken.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. Just like Street
You're
Fighter
a good man.
and Tekken coming together.
I disagree, mainly because I don't think.
Come on!
I don't think he's a good man. That's the only problem. I don't care about what you choose. I just think he's a terrible person.
I just met him. That's ridiculous. I'm defending him already.
But yeah,
He kicked a kid
I'm gonna have to agree with the two games coming together. Like you can't top that right there.
Yeah, I mean, just the passion of the fans of Street Fighter and Tekken and all that stuff. It's just, it was a great combination. I love the way it was executed. It was a really good game.
Does anyone know what Gutex thought of it?
I don't know what that means, but expect more of that from Calvin throughout this video. The king of the unknown, I suppose.
We're cutting it out. That's okay. Mr. Random. That's good stuff.
Well, I will say that I agree with Calvin on PlayStation All-Stars because I have it for the Vita, and it actually translates pretty well for the PS3 version from what I've seen. And you always gotta love, playing PS stars like Kratos, not Ares, and
Yeah, Ares is not in the game.
And playing Drake. Actually, I enjoy.
There's nothing more fun than being right in cutting Toro in the face. It's great. It's great.
Can we say that? Buddy?
No, we can't, and that's why Chance is going to do such a good job bleeping that stuff out. All right, so I'm hearing Street Fighter X Tekken.
What?
I probably would agree. I think it's a pure fighting game. It's probably a little bit more game of the year for the fighting games. I think PlayStation All-Stars is a more accessible game. I think if you're not a huge fighting fan, you can still find a lot to enjoy about that. It's a better party game probably, where you're not you don't need an arcade stick to get into it.
Yes.
So, but yeah, two really good games.
I rejected.
I didn't play it, so.
Well, then you get no opinion.
I know, so whatever.
I think that's a fair assessment by Calvin. It's just like I just really was worried about like Street Fighter and Tekken. Like, will they be able to blend into the 2D environment? But it was executed very well, and I think it's definitely the fighting game of the year.
All right. I am handing it down. Fighting game of the year, Street Fighter X Tekken. All right, there you go. Next game up.
Yeah, we doing the Letterman top 10 now.
Hey!
I like that. Okay, keep that going. All right.
Ben's our Paul Schaefer.
That's gonna help out when we convert this to 3D. So the next one up, favorite mobile game, and we're defining mobile here as anything for the iOS or your iPhone or iPad, PlayStation Vita, Android, or your DS, whatever. Any ideas right here? Any quick nominees? We don't have nominees right away, but what were some of your favorites?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff for the Vita that I enjoyed. Gravity Rush is really, really strong. It's one of the better titles for that system.
Agreed.
Persona 4 Golden, which just came out, is insane. A lot of people probably missed that back in 2008 when it released on a PS2. Even though the PS3 was already in full swing, so if you missed it and have a Vita, there's no excuse not to pick that up. It's super high quality.
And many people say it's the reason to own a Vita.
It is. I would say that Assassin's Creed Liberation was also very good. There's enough games there now, in addition with PS Plus, that makes the system viable. I would say pick it up now because it's going to be on sale. So those are 3 really good games.
I would throw in Ragnarok Odyssey, a game I recently played and was recently released for the Vita. It's kind of got a Monster Hunter vibe for people who were missing that out from the PSP Vita translation. but it's very simple, easy to pick up, which is what the Vita is supposed to have. Amazing graphics and pretty fun and awesome multiplayer.
Also,
right.
Neil Himbra for the
I
iOS.
was going to mention that.
That
I
is
was gonna say that one. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that, that's what I was gonna say. For I got it on my iPhone.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. It's really a beautiful game. It's really good touch controls. Like it evokes a lot of emotion. The way the story and the gameplay it comes together, it's really great. Like it's the most depressing children's storybook ever, but it's really beautiful.
You really like golfing with your little shadow man.
It's Journey for the iOS basically. So it's definitely
that's a very good analogy. I played it as well. I'm not sure whatever happened to the studio. I know they were in trouble and they were trying to get some funding on Steam.
Yeah, I think that was more of them trying to get the game to Steam, not necessarily trying to get funding for it.
Oh, that's good to know.
Greenlight is basically where studios that aren't already on there are auditioning for the community to vote for it to be put on there so they can sell it there.
Well, then they oversold because I do remember them saying, like, save our studio, greenlight this game. So
Probably. They might be in trouble, but Greenlight is not as dire as like, oh, we're dead, so we're trying to get Steam to give us money. It's more of trying to get revenue from there so they can do a PC port, not like...
And we are, in this category, we are looking for new games, not necessarily looking for ports.
The only reason that Persona 4 I mentioned is because it is like a cutoff. Like, it was done on a system that was sort of dying, which had a big install base, but it's not something newer that people saw. So it's a port for something that someone missed. And they did add a lot of features to it. It's not just a straight PS2 port. They did add things to it and try to make it a little bit fresher.
When did Draw Something come out?
Draw Something? Oh, I forgot about that game. It seemed like it came out forever ago, and I played it for about 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and then I deleted it.
So did everyone else.
I can't draw periods, so it's like, no, never mind.
All I drew was penis.
I drew a very
wow.
great A wizard on that. I would like to say I think you drew a really good wizard on Draw Something.
Were you a big fan of it, Rachel?
For like 3 days. I got a lot of friend requests for drawing stuff. It was overwhelming.
What is the deal with your commitment issues? Okay, that game deserves more than just 3 days. Okay, maybe a couple of weeks at least.
I can only draw so many Harry Potter characters. Okay.
And you've just earned extra points with the Harry Potter community. Yeah. Congratulations.
It was no Words with Friends. It didn't have that Words with Friends money longevity.
I played that for 3 weeks.
I played that now.
I played it when it was Scrabble.
I still play
Oh,
there you go. Yes,
you should have really did this. I played it back when it was Scrabble. You probably never heard of it. For me, I think as much as I like No Humbra, I love Gravity Rush. I think that's an amazing game. What they did with the physics and the features of the Vita for it, it's hands down one of the better games. Like it's beautiful. It looks great.
And it needs a sequel really bad.
I think they might because she's coming in PS All Stars. They're trying to I think push her a little more. So that's important. But certainly that's just my choice.
Yeah, my personal choice. Has anybody ever heard of Please Stay Calm, the zombie game?
No, I have not.
It kind of requires a little bit of Foursquare elements. Basically, it's like, okay, you just bust out your phone and everything, and you explore all the local areas and everything around here. Like if there's a Pizza Hut down the street, you look, you click it, and then there's like 14 zombies in the area. You can either scavenge the resources or you can kill a bunch of zombies. It was absolutely addictive. I was playing that sucker every day. I'm talking like 90 straight days. It would give you rewards and all that stuff. Check it out. Please stay calm. It's a zombie game. It has a lot of Foursquare elements. The community has been growing. It's a fun game. I know you haven't heard about it. Google it when you get home. Please stay calm. If you're a zombie fan, I'm a huge fan. I would highly recommend that game.
Now, Rachel, you reviewed quite a few iOS games, and kind of off of that, it was a little chuckle that you reviewed a game called Run Zombies Run.
Oh, that was an application that would jog with it.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
So
you going for that Zumba money.
Yeah. Look up your iPhone as you're running, and it kind of plays out this like zombie apocalypse scenario as you're running. Okay, then you can also play your input music along with the application. So I was playing I think it's called In the House in a Heartbeat or something. That the song from 28 Days Later as I was listening to my zombie apocalypse, and it was a fun application, except that. You know, the zombies will come upon you and they're like chasing you. You gotta run faster, and I didn't have the endurance, so I died a lot. Pretty resentful of the application. But I would definitely recommend it for people who, you like to jog a lot and you get bored in your same route or whatever.
So, I think for Game of the Year for Vita, we could say Gravity Rush.
Yeah.
And maybe Game of the Year iOS, Nihil Umbra.
Yeah. I would definitely. That's some good.
Seems
points.
pretty fair.
Yeah, seems fair.
There goes that one. That was a pretty good
That
one.
was
there.
nice.
That was nice.
When we
That kind of
convert
work.
that to 3D, it's gonna look really good.
That one will look good. So our next category is sports. We have 5 nominees here for Game of the Year. Madden 13, NBA 2K13, FIFA 13, WWE 13, and NHL 13.
A lot of 13s.
A lot of 13.
Why are we reviewing the 12 versions? Like, aren't those still viable?
It's always 1 year ahead.
Okay.
Makes you feel like you're in the future.
Yeah.
We've got 3
Do they have a TARDIS?
hardcore sports guys here. So I'm very interested. We have not discussed any of this, by the way, beforehand. We do not know what our favorites are going into this. So we are nominating and championing these games as you see it right now as we film. So
I have no idea what I might say. I might murder Ben right now.
you might, and that'll get us a couple more hits.
Yeah, exactly. Then we can put 2012,
Only a
2012
couple
Ben
more,
Sheen.
Ben. Not many.
If I murdered Ryan, people would be in hysterics.
Yes.
Because he has a beard.
Well, he's got that rugged, looks like Javier Bardem.
He does. You could pass for his younger cousin.
We're just rats.
All right. So, sports game of the year. Ryan, I want to hear what you have to say.
I thought there's 3 really for me. I would take out WWE 13. Not that it's not a good game, but
It actually is pretty good.
I think that
I'm almost embarrassed to admit, I like that game. It was good.
Does Triple H have really long hair in it?
Which Triple H?
Oh my God! There
Oh!
are multiple Triple H's.
Oh!
It's like DC.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Crisis
it does
on
have
Infinite,
Mike Tyson in
Triple H's.
it too.
What?
So that's a win right there. But
How does he bite people's ears off in that game?
I don't know. I didn't use the.
Cheat code.
I think ultimately you have to go with NBA 2K13.
Oh.
The Dream Team did it for me. Having the original Dream Team in there, that was just amazing. Having all those players come together finally in a game, it's just amazing.
And you played it on PS3
I played it on
or
Xbox
Xbox 360. I played it on PC, and I will tell you that was my call for Game of the Year. I didn't know if you were going to be in alignment with that, but I was blown away by how good NBA 2K13 was, especially as played on a PC with an Xbox 360 controller plugged in. That's the caveat.
Yeah.
You cannot play it with a keyboard and mouse. You'll drive a stake through your heart, going insane trying to play it that way. But with a 360 controller, I have a 27-inch monitor, 2550 by 1400 resolution. Looked amazing with the right hardware. It looked good. You get the console feel, and it just felt authentic. Felt like a great basketball game. And then to have all those wonderful players from yesteryear. I played as the Lakers of the mid-'80s against the Bulls of the 90s and playing those dynasties against each other. It's a wonderful aspect that you don't see in NHL 13. You don't see it in Madden 13. Even though that I thought Madden 13 was an incredible jump forward for that franchise with the new physics. Interested to know what you have to say, Carl.
Ooh, well, obviously I'm a big football fan. I mean, you'd think I would want to go ahead and say Madden 13, but honestly, just talking to a bunch of my friends, I gotta say, a lot of people were huge fans of FIFA 13. The soccer community, and it's definitely one of the better selling games that people don't know about, and I'm not a big soccer fan myself, but I just heard a ton of good things about it, and I have to go soccer this year. I know I can't believe I'm saying it, but yes, I'm going to go with FIFA 13. As much as I love Madden and the new engine that they had, physics engine that they had, I got to say FIFA 13.
It feels like Madden 13 is the second best sports game of the year, no
Every
matter
year.
what. but the top one. The problem I had with FIFA 13 was that it was a little bit better than FIFA 12. It wasn't that much better, and in this category, you're rated against what you've done in the past year. If you do an incremental update and things are a little bit better across the board, then great, but certainly not worthy as much as a huge leap in the evolution of the franchise. And I thought we got that in NBA 2K13. I thought we got a bit of that in Madden 13, and I didn't think we got any of that in FIFA 13.
I definitely have to agree with you about FIFA 13. I mean, it was a great game, but you're right. It wasn't like a huge leap from FIFA 12. With NBA 2K13, like, I really love doing the My Player stuff, the My Career now it's called. But with the old versions, I loved My Player, and now they really have taken it like to the next level with the My Career and really made it the main focus of the game, and that's why I love it so much.
Did you hear the commissioner call your name when you got drafted?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool,
That's
right?
awesome.
17th pick of the Boston Celtics, Sean Gibson. cool. You know.
Unfortunately, they don't have Bloom in the game. So
How do they not have Bloom? That's I got the most generic name, so I.
And I gotta say, now Rachel will probably kill me if I don't say this: that it still does not beat the greatest game or sports game ever invented, Charles Barkley's "Shut Up and Jam." Remember that?
Yes, we were
just talking
Funny enough, we were talking about that before you showed up.
So they mentioned that.
But to be
Set the
fair,
standard.
like, it's not better than Shaq Fu. It's Kung Fu and basketball.
Oh, what about Jordan versus Birtles?
What about the Dikembe Mutombo game for
first,
mobile?
First sports game.
Oh, that's right. He had like some kind of like.
There's new game. Dikembe Mutombo saves the world.
Like, what does he do? Like, kill terrorists and then wave the finger at them and stuff like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is there a game in? Is there a mini game in NBA 2K12 where you have to try to dunk over Dikembe Mutombo?
there is. The
Can he be
All-Star
Spud
DM.
Webb?
That's
Right.
not cool. He's a good humanitarian. Come on, we can't mess with him like that.
Isn't he already dead? Or is that Hakeem?
No! Come on!
Mutombo? Yeah.
It's neither of
Dikembe
those.
Mutombo passed away.
Yeah,
He's
that's what I'm
not.
No,
saying.
he
He's
did.
dead. All right, so
Ball is dead.
Manute Bol, he's the dead guy.
that's who I can be because Manute Bol is dead.
It's when
Oh,
when he was boxing Horshack on Celebrity Boxing.
All right, sports game of the year.
That.
You're saying NBA 2K13, especially
Yes.
when you consider the DLC that's available for the All-Star Weekend Slam Dunk competition. That was pretty cool. So NBA 2K13, you're saying you're sticking with FIFA?
I'm going to stick with FIFA.
I'm going to stick with NBA 2K13. I'm actually surprised. I really thought Madden was going to win this. So Madden, an honorary second, but NBA 2K13 is our sports game of the year, Gaming Illustrated.
Madden, you're not the
doesn't
prom queen this year.
This category, favorite downloadable game or DLC. I thought Dawn Guard was great. I have a PC, can't play Dragonborn, sucks for me, but I thought I'll have to +1 Rachel's nomination there.
Yeah.
And so I've got, Calvin is a bitter Skyrim guy. He has a PS3. And he hasn't been able to
paid $60.
All right. I would have been okay if... I mean, this is a conspiracy theory thing that if they said, look, Microsoft kicked us in money to get this done. We gave them an exclusivity window of 3 months. Hopefully you guys understand, but, it's about the bottom line for keeping our people employed.
Yeah,
We'd respect that.
If
Okay,
you're
cool.
honest,
Fair
if you're
enough.
not just like, oh, we don't know how to do it.
It's unforgivable, right?
You're a game developer. You should know how to do it.
All right. We're just venting at this point. What about Walking Dead? I'd put.
Don't get me
this in
started
this
on
category.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead definitely should be mentioned. We should at least talk about it. It's an incredible... I mean, it's episodic, so you could have played the first one and then dropped off. But the first episode is really strong. It manages to capture the vibe of the comic book a lot better than the TV show has probably ever done. No.
Wait, the first episode? You mean all 5 of them?
I haven't played it, so don't spoil it.
I've only played the first so far. But
Oh, gosh, okay. I didn't even
yeah,
play...
I'm saying, please talk about it.
I'm
trying to lead you in.
I haven't even played the game, and I have never been more emotional. No, here's the deal. Here's the deal. No, here's the thing, okay? I didn't play it, but here's the deal. There's so many walkthroughs that are on YouTube about it, and quite frankly, it doesn't involve you to play that much.
To be fair, it's a point and click game. Like,
Exactly.
It's low intensity on gameplay, but
story.
it's evocative. It really creates these emotions, these choices. And if Doug doesn't want to accept your jerky, you want to punch him in the face. He's a jerk.
So, and I just watched a couple of walkthroughs on YouTube, and I have never been more emotionally involved in a game since, I don't know, I have to go back to maybe Final Fantasy. Maybe Final Fantasy. Bojack's, I can't tell.
Jack's unstoppable.
But no, Final Fantasy 7.
Bo don't know rap.
And I keep telling my friends that actually watch the show, I'm like, you need to just watch the game on YouTube. Any random person's walkthrough, stay consistent, watch it all the way through. It's just as good as the TV show.
Journey.
I
should discuss Journey a little bit.
I've got. If I had 2 votes, it'd be for the Skyrim DLC and for Journey. And emotionally, Journey.
Journey is it's such an speaking of the evocative emotions in
Neil Umbra?
Neil Umbra, but even The Walking Dead, which is it does. The Journey it's so powerful because there's no words whatsoever. Whereas Neil Umbra has so much story. The story in Journey, it's just you just feel this character, you inhabit this character, you find random people who look like you, who have your shared experience, and then all it leads up to is really cold mountains and going into a paradise.
It's beautiful.
I know. I know. I'm like Carl Sagan.
I would interject for an emotional experience with the downloadable title would be, how do you even say it? Papa and Yo, whatever.
Papa and Yo. Papa and Yo is the Papa John's game.
Well, that's Papa John's and Yo Noid game. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Papo and Yo?
It's Papa.
I wrote it
Papa,
wrong and said,
Papa
I thought
Yo.
it was.
Papa and Yo.
Regardless,
It's a Papa John. No, it's funny.
What are our producers doing here behind the scenes?
well, regardless, that game, I wouldn't call it as much of a game as I would experience, as many people might say something like Journey would be.
It sounds really pretentious.
It's a very basic puzzle platformer. Didn't have the best graphics. Apparently had a game-breaking glitch that I never experienced. But it's basically a guy had an alcoholic father when he was a child and made a game based on a story. And, you know, anyone with a troubled family or anything, you know, would probably be touched by the game. I was, and I think it was, you know, just as emotional as what Walking Dead might be for some, and definitely Journey, because it speaks directly to something that can happen in real life. And it could also bring a conversation down like this.
Yes.
Papa
Okay.
and Yo. Mind if I interject with
Sure.
a
Final
little bit?
comment with that?
Well, I mean, I had a different game I wanted to talk
Okay.
about for downloadable. Mark of the Ninja for Xbox Live. One of the best stealth games ever, if not for this year. That's including Dishonored, which came out, which many people like it. It's a stealth game. This one blows it out of the water. It's 2D, side-scrolling. It really manages to get stealth right. Like, you can understand it in a way that other stealth games, even Metal Gear Solid, doesn't quite get it. Because you know your sound, the way your footprints sound, where the guards are going, their sight lines. You actually can go through the entire game very easily without killing anyone. It's
Much
really,
like life.
much like life. Yes. I wish I could go through without killing people, but sometimes, you know, you get trapped in a hallway with a janitor and you just gotta stick them.
Too soon.
All right, so we've got Journey, we've got Skyrim DLC, we've got Walking Dead. Want to cast some votes?
It's kind of hard to debate, I think.
I'm gonna probably go Journey.
I'm going to go Journey.
Journey.
Walking Dead.
Rachel?
Rachel, what do you say?
Dragonborn and Hearthfire and Dawnguard. I mean, that's 3 right there, guys. I mean, those girls offered a lot this year.
Oh, I want to change my vote now.
Xbox fan.
I don't know.
If you want to go for it, it's your baby.
Oh.
Rachel needs to win one.
Rachel Gary, you don't know anything.
Rachel needs to win one?
Rachel
Yeah,
needs to win.
All right.
I don't need to win it.
Skyrim.
She need to
No,
win
I'd say I was on the
She didn't need to
fence.
win anything.
I was on the fence. Skyrim's DLC. We're conflating all 3 of them into one, and that will be our DLC of the year.
The South rides again.
In my opinion.
Wait, Rachel, you're in where? Alabama, correct?
Isn't that from Turok?
Oh, okay, there you
Yes, we're flashing Rachel's
Roll Tide.
address and personal phone number right now on the screen.
All you jaded Wii U fans can send pipe bombs to her.
So our next category is MMORPG of the year. We have 5 nominees. We have World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria, Star Wars The Old Republic, Terra, Guild Wars 2, and The Secret World. Now, out of everyone here, I think I'm the only one that really loves a good MMO.
I played Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah.
I liked it,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily think it's the best MMORPG. Of the
I would say it's not even close. Especially free to play killed the game, in my opinion. It's unplayable.
Well,
Even-
and they didn't design it in the way that an MMO should have been designed, where it's
Yeah.
grinding forever and you keep your subscription base there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they designed it where it's like basically a first-person game. Like, you play
Yeah.
by yourself, and that's it.
Carl, you had a few words?
Yeah, I played it for maybe a couple weeks or so. It was okay at first, but it just didn't keep my interest long enough. And then the fact that I was playing down the road because I just joined and everything, but then they were trying to they quickly tried to get the people to come on and play for free, everything up until like level 20 and stuff like that. It was just like, wait a second, you're not getting rewarded and everything as a loyal niche guy that started playing from the beginning. So no, it was a huge letdown. I was really excited about it at E3
Right.
with last year, and just total letdown.
So I'm going to go ahead and make a call, and I'm going to go with World of Warcraft, specifically because this expansion pack was by far the best in WoW's history. In all the years that it's been out, it's never been so expansive, it's never been so open, there's never been so much to do and see that typically when these expansions comes out, people just poop right through them, and they're done, and everyone's clamoring for more content. They did it right this time around. There's a lot of good humor, there's good story, it's not so dark, and it's just, you feel like you're back into World of Warcraft and having a good time. So, MMORPG of the year, World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria.
Pandas!
That was a good one.
That was-
All right, our next category is definitely going to be hotly contested. First-person shooter of the year. We have 4 major nominees, and I bet you maybe 1 or 2 might come up. We have Black Ops 2, Borderlands 2, Far Cry 3, and Halo 4.
Oof, that's tough. It is tough. Borderlands 2,
Really?
the best.
Really?
Loved it.
Better than Black Ops 2?
Yes, boring.
Well, I gotta say, for a person who has been kind of exhausted with the Black Ops experience and just the Call of Duty experience in general, especially about how everyone craps their pants over it, I have to say that Black Ops 2 was extremely enjoyable. Especially when I played it, I didn't really have any expectations at all. The single player was good. It had explosions, of course. It had branching storylines, which is nothing new and nothing like
It was a
mind-blowing.
Michael Bay production, basically.
It was basically like a Michael Bay production.
I would say a Michael Bay joint.
Yeah, Michael Bay joint. There you go. Yeah.
I think what many people play Black Ops 4 is definitely the multiplayer, which makes it what an FPS truly is.
That's right.
And somehow every single game they managed to refine the experience over and over again. And if you're a fan of zombie games,
New ways for 15-year-olds to curse you out online.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, that's the game where even 5-year-old children play. So
Ryan.
I'm just so tired of Call of Duty. It's like the same thing over again with different guns and different levels and stuff. It's just regurgitating the same thing. It's having yearly installments of it is just watering it down, I feel, and I don't think it should be Game of the Year at all. I think I'm gonna have to go with Calvin here. And
Wow,
go with
Borderlands 2.
It's Halo 4 was really, really good too, but I think Borderlands 2 was just really fun.
I'm shocked. I thought this was a slam dunk for Halo 4.
I was thinking Halo 4 too.
But we gotta go into multiplayer. If you're gonna bring up multiplayer as a main point of these FPSs, you can have Borderlands, have multiplayer, play with your friends, have a lot of fun, but you can also play the story and do that and actually be productive and enjoy a really funny story, a really well-written story. Humor is much better in it. They really figured out how to write the game well because they brought in Adam Bush of, Hey Ash, What You Playing? He really got the kind of spirit of the first one and managed to add a lot of humor and really distill it down into this really great FPS RPG combo. Maybe because I like RPGs a little bit more, I'm biased, but the amount of guns you can get, the different variations and permutations, it's hands down a lot better.
Yeah, I only tried Borderlands for a little bit, and Halo 4 I thought made you forget about Bungie and what they did for a good decade with the franchise, and it made you forget it. But I did hear a lot of good things in terms of Borderlands 2, so I will concede and I will say Borderlands 2 for your sake.
Rachel, you played a few of these games. One we haven't mentioned, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. Overall with the genre, what do you think?
Well, I was kind of torn between Far Cry 3 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pass my vote for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because I never get tired of playing that, but I did get tired of playing Far Cry 3. I pretty much exhausted Far Cry 3, but Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it's just like, it's always going to be fun. I always know I'm going to get on there and meet people on Xbox Live that I enjoy talking to and have fun playing with, so that's my vote.
Yeah, hard to disagree. I mean, it's a classic. It was remade. And one I play still. I'm enjoying it still on Steam, and I'm not a big FPS person by any stretch of the imagination. So I can't believe Halo 4 is not going to win this.
Because it doesn't deserve it.
Apparently,
Borderlands 2.
I played it. I thought it was a great game.
Amazing!
I wouldn't go as far to say it doesn't deserve it. It was
I would.
It was a really good
And I
game,
did.
but I just think Borderlands 2 is just fun. It's fun. Like,
Yes, and that's the point.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
play games because they are fun. Not because they look slick, not because they have AI that talks to you in sassy voices.
Wait a second, did you play Halo 4?
I didn't, I'm joking.
What is this, the Calvin Awards? Come on, man, what's the deal?
What?
Jeez
Forever.
Well, I'm going to make a statue of me to give to these companies. So
I would like to
If you want to talk about fun, Counter-Strike was fun.
I would like to say that I think Black Ops and Call of Duty in general, while it may not be the most creative first-person shooter, especially when you consider something like Dishonored could be a first-person shooter, maybe a first-person stealth adventure action game, but if you think about Call of Duty in the context of the industry, I think it's the a military shooter that all other military shooters are judged by. And if you think about the games that were released around the time of Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed 3, Halo 4, Medal of Honor, Warfighter,
Hitman Absolution.
many of those games were either, had certain elements where they felt rushed, or they came before Call of Duty's release date, so they could get the sales because everyone knows, billions of dollars within a couple weeks. Because even if it's not the most creative game, for some reason, it does still sell.
Well, but this isn't
it's not.
I know that,
It's like, that's to say, I have more money than you, so I'm
this
obviously
isn't the
better.
I'm not
dollar
saying-
with the
well,
Marketeer
I'm not
Awards.
saying, but I
This isn't
game.
Forbes.
What's the best game?
Borderlands 2.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
Counter-Strike.
that. What?
I mean, we're taking a vote for Counter-Strike. We've got a vote for Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2. What are you voting? I don't know what you've been talking about the last 5
based on a
minutes.
creative FPS, then I would much rather spend more time playing Borderlands 2.
Boom.
I'm gonna omit my vote because I didn't play any of these games all the way through. I played Borderlands a decent chunk, and I thought it was really good. I enjoyed I like a different type of game on occasion, and I thought the graphical style, the cartoonish, comic bookish feel. Going back to Sly Cooper, I don't know if you guys ever played that on PS2,
Yeah.
but I've always loved that shell-shaded.
The cell shit, yeah.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed it. So I thought it was unique, but I didn't think everyone was going to like it as much as I did. So that's kind of interesting. I thought this was going to be, on one side Black Ops 2 and the other side Halo 4, and people were going to start throwing things, but we're all in agreement here. Honorable mentions to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. One I liked, and
I'm saying Halo.
And honorable mention to Halo 4, but the winner, the first-person shooter of the year, 2K Games is representing Borderlands 2. Congratulations.
Calvin Award.
You'll get a statue
that
of
was
me
the worst one yet.
dressed like Claptrap.
That should be a bunch of pins you can put on your shirt. I'll make some for you.
Our next category and final major genre, and this is going to be fun, action adventure.
Woo! Ooh!
Our nominees, we've got 6.
Oh.
Mass Effect 3, Spec Ops 2 The Line, Max Payne 3,
Oh.
Sleeping Dogs, XCOM,
Oh.
and Assassin's Creed 3.
Hey.
Oof.
That's a lot of big games right there.
A lot of big games, a lot of good games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
yeah.
good. They're all good games.
All deserving to be in this conversation.
So we should probably just go in order, because I think most of us have played all of them, yeah? Or at least played
I just
some
have
of
to
them.
say right away, Assassin's Creed 3 was disappointing for me.
What? What?
I was disappointed.
What? What?
Start no controversy right off the bat.
Why was it disappointing? What were you
I spent the
expecting?
whole
Like,
game chasing this guy down, and then when I finally get to kill him, a cutscene did it for me. Like, I hated that. Like, it was
what the-
Oh, jeez.
Spoilers!
Charles Lee!
I killed the whole game for me.
1 point. 1 point of like, well, you know what? With this ice cream flavor at the cone at the end, the chocolate wasn't so good. So Baskin Robbins sucks. That's essentially what I heard from
I'm
you.
not saying the game sucks.
You just said it was
It
disappointing.
was disappointing for
Oh.
me, but maybe I just had really high expectations or something.
All right.
I really like the setting that it was in. I was really excited for that.
Mhm.
The time frame, but at the end of the day, it just didn't do it for me.
I think it was rushed because of Call of Duty.
Oh, here we go. Back to that point
Oh,
again.
I'm just saying,
God.
that game came out with a lot of glitches, and it
Yes.
could have spent at least one more month on the boiler, but I think Ubisoft wanted to space out Far Cry.
But you guys played it. This is interesting because I didn't have that experience, but I played it a month later on PC.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah, I experienced a lot of glitches.
I experienced a lot of glitches, but the experience wasn't really ruined by the glitches. Sometimes they were more funny than anything.
Yeah, that
Guns
was-
floating in the sky.
Rachel, did you play Assassin's Creed 3?
I'm still in the wrapping, so I bought it and then it just worked. It's still that and Hitman Absolution and Dishonored. All 3 of those are still in the packaging.
I think out of all 3, knowing you will like Dishonored the best.
Dishonored is...
I have heard I will not. So
Do you
I have
like
to
bald
that one
men?
back.
Yeah, but you heard that from your sister,
I'm
right?
gonna open Hitman next. I beat
Open
Far
it
Cry
right
now.
now in front of us.
Yeah,
I'm
what's the
laughing.
deal? Get on it.
Open it. Open
Give
it.
us the show!
Open
Give
it.
us the show!
Open it. Open it.
This will be good for ratings.
So be-
Really want me to go get it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Y'all want to see it? Wait, is
All
this for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're clearly
Once she
clearly
gets it, I'm gonna
joking.
dance in front of the camera.
Just kidding.
It's alright.
Alright,
Okay,
while
so
she's gone.
other Assassin's Creed. Oh, okay,
She's
wait.
got the game. She
That
got
was
the
quick.
Whole bunch of them.
There it is.
You're
Alright, we
gonna.
got Far Cry 3 that one's done. Here it is.
Yeah.
Crack that seal, baby.
Play it right now and tell us what you think.
Let's
Am I really opening this?
Yeah.
Let's see
Yes.
how difficult it is for her.
Yeah.
Unless you-
So I open it with my mouth or
We
something?
should time this. and
Open
then,
it with your mouth or your.
You didn't
Oh my God! She did it. She did.
Yeah,
That was impressive.
That was
It's like stuck in my mouth.
This is
That's
surreal.
what she said.
I have
waiting for one of those.
Y'all
I have
should
so
keep
many
talking
things I could
because
say,
they
but I'm
pack
not going
for
to.
like against children, but I'm affected as well.
Very good.
Alright, while this is.
I also
gone-
have
Well,
Sonic
Rachel
Drop.
does this.
Well, everybody's
Clearly,
scared.
the build-up was better than the execution here. Other Assassin's Creed 3 players. You played.
I played Liberation.
though.
I started up 3 on my PC for a little bit. I played as Desmond walking around. Seemed fun. It looks good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, graphically it's strong. I'm sure when I start playing it on the PS3, there'll be an update where the glitches have been fixed.
Definitely.
Plus, when I play it, I'll have Liberation saved, so I'll get extra stuff, which is not available elsewhere.
Uh-oh.
And it's out of the wrapping.
Yes. Show us the disc.
Open it. Open it up.
Open it
That
slow.
was the
Open it slow.
climax.
Open it slow.
Don't
Open it slow.
miss
Open it slow. Slow. Oh.
We didn't miss the
Still have a sticker
climax.
on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now open that case slow. Open the case. Oh. Bam.
that's beautiful.
Nice.
There we
Yeah.
go.
How long is that instruction manual?
Yeah, go through it and read it to us.
Not long enough.
Oh!
Just kidding. Don't put that in the video.
That's going.
Well-
Replay that 800 times.
The FCC has already called us.
All right.
You didn't play Assassin's Creed 3?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you're saying no.
No,
I'm Ryan.
Well, if you want me to make another point, like that chase scene that's towards the end too, like that was just terrible. Just chase the guy, and then he's like there on the boat waiting for you. It was just horrible.
So you're saying the advertising in the commercials was better than the game?
I think so. Yes.
Have you played any of the DLC? The Ben or the Benedict
Washington.
Arnold
I
or
have
the
not,
George
no.
Washington?
I don't think is it out yet?
It's okay. Yeah,
Okay.
just came out.
Well, yeah, because you have the season pass, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and you're saying, eh?
I've got it.
Really? I give it 2 thumbs up. So
Now, I love Assassin's Creed 3. I love all Assassin's Creed games equally. I am always enamored with the fiction, the universe, but one game has stolen my heart for this category.
okay.
Okay.
We're going in order here. So the next one is this is not in any particular order outside of the one I wrote it down on. XCOM.
Ooh, XCOM.
It's gotten great
XCOM
reviews.
is
not just from our site, but from all.
It's an incredible game. Like it's incredibly deep as a strategy game. Like there is so much to it. It's really difficult. Like there's a thing where there's different play philosophies. Like if someone dies in the game, you want to just leave it happen. You want to let them die. But some people are clearly going to make save points before a mission and then go back to keep a character they really like because you don't want to develop a character over like 16 missions and then have them die once and then be like, oh well, okay. But it does lead to story opportunities that you create yourself. It's a really strong game. Like graphically, it's really strong. It's Firaxis, so the guys who did Civilization, so they've done a lot of good stuff in the same vein. It's a nice, even fans of the original XCOM Enemy Unknown, they're big fans of this. So it's definitely. It's a really strong game. Is it game of the year for action adventure? Probably not. More of a strategy.
It's game of the year for how a PC game should translate to consoles.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's gotten a lot. Like people, I think some people prefer it on the consoles than on the PC.
That's
so
not
that's
a category that we have though.
Okay, well,
yeah. It's not the Ben Awards about things that should be categories.
fine. I'll make my own take.
Any other comments on XCOM?
I didn't play XCOM,
No,
so
I think I'm the only one who played it. It's good. Do I think it's the best in this category? Probably not.
How about Sleeping Dogs?
Oh my God, Sleeping Dogs.
Let them
Yeah.
lie.
You played Sleeping Dogs.
yes, I did, and I thought it was kind of the opposite of Assassin's Creed 3. I didn't really have like huge expectations
Yeah.
for it, but it definitely exceeded all those expectations. The combat was awesome, the open world, and just being in like Hong Kong,
Yeah.
the environment hasn't really been explored. It was really cool.
I forget the PS2 game that I played that it was based
Yakuza?
off
True
of.
Crime?
Or no,
True
True
Crime.
Crime
Yeah.
Streets of LA. And it seems like that was just a starting off point, and they
Yeah.
veered off into a
Yes,
way different direction.
definitely.
Like it's
Wasn't
no,
a true crime game.
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a True Crime game at this point. Like by the time it reached Sleeping Dogs, is its own IP. So Wei Shen is an amazing character. Emotionally, really a lot of good stuff in that game. The story is great. There's a lot of characters in there that are really amazing. I think it's really strong. The combat is a mix between Arkham City and Assassin's Creed. It's fluid. You upgrade as you go.
Mhm.
It's really a fun game. It's not hugely long, which is weird for an open world game, but for what it is and the amount of Hong Kong you can explore, it's really strong. It's pretty incredible.
Oh, me.
Other comments?
Didn't play it.
Didn't play it?
Do you think it's strong enough to be like game of the year in this category?
In this category, with what else is here, probably not. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good game. It should be mentioned, and people should play it if you haven't, because you can get it pretty cheap. But do I think Sleeping Dogs is going to beat out some of the other games we have coming up? Probably not.
Yeah, just showed up.
I would say the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I would say like it's strong and like it has the ability to grow into a very strong franchise, but it's gonna have to build on this.
But they released a lot of DLC that's really interesting. Like, and it's cheap. It's $5
Yeah, that's
instead
true,
of
too.
$10-15, and it's pretty substantial, like a couple hours of gameplay. So, if you can pick it up for $40, you can get an extra couple DLC missions, extend the gameplay.
Or wait for the Game of the Year edition.
Wait for the Game of the Year edition if Square Enix decides, hey, we want to make more money, which, knowing Square.
All right, next game is one I'm going to go ahead and call the most underrated game of the year. It didn't sell well. I don't know why, and that's Max Payne 3.
Because it's a hardcore noir game.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
right?
gritty as hell. It's
Subject
depressing.
matter.
The way Max like narrates that game is so depressing, but so beautiful and brilliant. It was one of our games when we did the best of the half of the year.
Right.
It was on top. Same with another game we'll talk about. Is it still? I love that game. I think the mission was really great. Him exploring Brazil, the clash of kind of the washed up American trying to protect rich Brazil. It's really an incredible game.
The action dynamic, I
Yeah,
thought
yeah, no,
was
no.
really good.
For a Rockstar game to have that good of gunplay, it's surprising. Like,
Yeah.
it definitely has shown where they've gone since Grand Theft Auto 4. And, I mean,
And hopefully where we go with Grand Theft
Yeah,
Auto
yeah,
5.
yeah,
I mean, Red Dead Redemption was a step in the right direction. This improves upon that. Hopefully, Grand Theft Auto 5 is even better. Like, they've really learned, we have to have better physics. We have to have actual good gameplay and gunplay and cover and all that stuff, which was not present even in the DLC of Grand Theft Auto 4.
Any of you guys played Max Payne 3?
I did. I think, honestly, Max Payne 3 might be my pick for best action game of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, over some other really big choices, because the original Max Payne games were the first games that just got me. They hit me emotionally, you know.
Max Payne, by the way, first game ever reviewed at Gaming Illustrated. Interesting factoid there for you.
Bring it back around.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, those games were depressing. I think that's, in my opinion, one of the first just depressing games I've ever played. And Rockstar just bringing in, I think, some of their best graphics, some of their best action sequences.
Yeah.
It's got my favorite soundtrack of the year, done by the band Health, who I'm a fan of. The multiplayer was incredible, and I just think it was fun. And
Ryan?
I might be saying this is the action game of the year as well.
What is happening? What are we doing?
I have to say,
Really?
when I was playing Max Payne 3 and like the gunplay and the action, the gameplay, like I was just thinking, the possibilities for the next Rockstar, like the next Grand Theft Auto.
But that's not what we should.
Okay,
no,
let's
of
table
course,
the
of course.
possibilities and just talk about the game itself. What we liked about the game.
Of course,
Now,
because-
not
but
what
the
could be
action
the
was
future.
amazing.
Yeah,
and that's
It was.
that's what it brought me to. And then
car
think-
chases.
yeah,
like,
I think like why it didn't really get all the hype was because it kind of turned off some fans with the new setting and all that kind of stuff. It's not really, back to the classic Max Payne that they were expecting, because I think Ben kind of said that he had kind of a emotional involvement with Max Payne, the original. Okay, the Nightmare level is like one of my favorite video game levels ever, and so I think it's kind of hard for me to really judge Max Payne 3 because I have like an emotional involvement with that game.
I think also with Max Payne 3, it had my favorite shooter elements of any game, even above FPSs. Like, just the fact, having him, like, the way he even held guns, reloaded them, the bullet time effects, just beautiful.
I think the story, though, is one of... Like, I'm a big fan of noir. I've written noir. It's one of the genres I just love. It does it so well. The grittiness of his narration, the pain in his voice as he kind of, realizes, oh, I'm this terrible person. I'm really just...
I almost want to ask you about L.A. Noire now.
L.A. Noire?
It was so hot for this tiny month. And I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was last year, though, right?
It showed potential more than anything.
But I thought we'd still be talking about it,
No, I mean, that game is really good. Like, it's a good game. Yeah. The structure of it, where he goes from homicide to arson, all that stuff, it's a weird structure that I don't think... It worked for his character, but for the kind of excitement of the plot where, the Black Dahlia murders, which you are trying to investigate and solve, it's a little bit backwards.
The mechanics of that game, I think, were built for something bigger.
The technology is amazing. The facial technology, the acting, the Mad Men actors showing up. Yeah. Dude, it was like, oh, they went to LA for a while. Just out there.
So Max Payne 3 is getting some love. Rachel, Carl, did you get a chance with Max Payne 3? No?
Fortunately, no, I did not.
Okay, so, and I really don't have too much other to add that I picked it up in a Steam sale because Calvin recommended it and gave it such a good review, and I am a huge Rockstar homer, I'll admit it. I typically love everything they do, even though I will go on record, they treat us... Well, they don't treat us with anything other than apathy. But, we're Gaming Illustrated, and...
we're moving up in the world.
Yeah, we are. We are definitely moving up.
But Rockstar doesn't need to treat anyone with any sort of regard. They're Rockstar.
They treat us just like they treat everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. It's Rockstar. They're gonna.
We'll go to San Diego and teach them a thing or two.
We'll bring a barbecue. We'll have a cookout, and we'll play beach volleyball. Yeah. Rachel, come on down.
She's busy playing with her.
So, I give 2 thumbs up. Max Payne 3, I thought it was great.
It's a really strong game.
It can be had so cheap now.
Yeah, yes. You can buy at $30 at Target.
The most controversial one, Mass Effect 3.
Hansa! Mass Effect 3.
I want to hear from Rachel first on this one.
Yeah, let's take the dissenting opinion.
Rachel loved it.
I will word this gently. Mass Effect 3 is a great game. It's a wonderful game. I enjoy every part of that game up until the last 10 minutes where I felt the ending of the series. I mean, I dedicated 7 years of my life to this, and I'm not even the most hardcore fan out there. The ending of the series was not on par or even close to the quality of what had come before. Major disappointment, lack of creativity, originality. Some of it didn't make sense. So, I was it was a great game. I recommend it all the time. I recommend the series, one of my favorites. But just go in and play the game and end the series with the knowledge that you may be so hurt.
Can you show me where BioWare touched you on this doll?
I still wear my N7 shirt. Okay.
Did you play as female or male shepherd?
I'm a female shepherd.
Okay.
Well, female shepherd's the only way to go. So let's be fair. Let's not even.
So yeah, I got a cool scar.
I had a male shepherd.
Big old.
Rachel, does the ending of Mass Effect 3 invalidate its entry as a potential Game of the Year? Is the ending that bad to you that we shouldn't be talking about Game of the Year? And I think it's a valid question because it's been such a hot topic.
Yeah. I do think it's a valid topic.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Well, I asked my mom, who's also a bigger fan of the series than I am.
Whoa. You have the coolest mom. Congratulations.
Nominated for Game of the Year, and she said no. I was so upset. She was so. I mean, my mom has played these games. My mom spent close to 1,000 hours on these games, and she is like.
Holy crap!
I'm not kidding. I know people will see this and think I'm joking. All right,
most moms are playing Farmville.
And she felt really betrayed by it. And other people went, "That's stupid. That's stupid." So she says no. I feel angered. So I'm like, no, just like excited. But it really is a fantastic series. I mean, the writing up until the last 10 minutes is superb. It's original. It's fun. You really grow to love the characters. I got so upset when certain ones you have to say goodbye to in the third game. I mean, it really was an awesome game. It got you engaged. All of the games are so good. What the hell did they do? I just don't know what happened.
All right. Now,
I don't know.
opposite end of the spectrum, Ben.
Actually, wait. Next time we do this, we bring your mom along. Okay?
Yeah.
We get her opinion.
Hey, Chance, go ahead and flash the stock photo right now of Rachel's mom.
Woo!
All right, yeah, that's a good photo right there. All right.
Can she write for the site too?
All right, Ben.
Well,
Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3.
Game of the year?
I think it could be a strong contender based off of my love for Max Payne 3. I'm not completely sure. I don't know. It's hard. But I love Mass Effect 3 just because as a PS3 player, I only got to experience Mass Effect 2 and I played Mass Effect 1 on PC, so my little people didn't get to carry over anywhere. But, just the evolution of the gameplay, I think they made the mechanics shine. They developed from the first game and the second game. The story, it's kind of hard because it's like, how do you close a series that's so big?
Not that way.
Not that way. They extended it though. Come on. I think more than anything, that's what Mass Effect 3 is going to stand for, is what the ending did, how they basically changed it in a way. Well, not necessarily changed it, but they extended it. I think maybe Mass Effect 4's reputation, or actually Mass Effect 3 reputation might build upon what they do in Mass Effect 4. I don't know.
You have anything for it, Ryan?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Carl?
I got to 2. I didn't get a chance to play 3, but honestly, I still have to finish it up just for the sake of it. And I love the way 1 transitioned into 2 and everything, but honestly, the ending, I don't know. It might actually scare me from maybe not playing all the way through. But I'm going to have to give it sometime down the road.
All right, Calvin.
Play the game. I'm telling people now who have not played Mass Effect 3. Play Mass Effect 3. Just prepare for
I'm playing.
You might like it. Some people vehemently defend it, but just be prepared that you may be so mad.
Wow, you see the
or
fire
like I
there?
did.
Yeah, it was like
really?
Queen Cersei there. Like,
You can't kill the heads of Bioware because they retired, right? You can't do that anymore, so they're safe. All right, cool. In defense of the ending, not that I like the ending, I just don't think
love the ending.
I did not love the ending.
Okay.
I thought it was okay. I get what they were going with most sci-fi, kind of in the vein of that kind of genre.
Yeah.
I get what they were doing. Do I think it was the best ending for the series? Of course not. That's silly. Am I just angry? Do I want to destroy BioWare and everything that they stand for? Of course not. I think the game is not invalidated by the ending. The last 10 minutes, if you don't like them, that's fine. There's plenty of things that I love that end poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Life.
life. I love The Departed, but that ending is the worst thing in the world.
Wait a minute. There was also a big problem with a lot of decisions. For the first and the second game, you're making big moral decisions and decisions that are supposed to carry over, and all this stuff is really supposed to matter and determine the outcome of the series for you individually. I mean, individuality was such a big theme in this game for you. And you didn't get that in the third. I mean, I remember.
But you did though. You did get some decisions that mattered.
All right, so is it Game of the Year?
For me, yeah. Actually, I do think it's
Mass Effect 3.
It's my game of the year. Yeah.
Do you think it's Game of the Year?
My game of the year? No.
I didn't think it was Game of the Year either. Rachel, do you think it's Game of the Year? Oh, she wants to say yes. Give in to your hate.
No, I don't think it was.
Release your anger. No?
I don't think it was. It wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't. There you go.
All right. So there are some games not mentioned on our official nominee list. Game that comes to mind, Dishonored. What do you guys? What other games? Just bring them up.
Well, Dishonored is really good. It's a
Don't
lot
spoil
of.
it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna talk about the story. I'm just gonna say it's good.
It's all a dream.
It's got a lot of the feel of BioShock, where it nails that steampunk vibe, whereas most games, movies, anything else that does steampunk is always aesthetic instead of trying to get the story down right.
Right.
This nails that vibe. It's really good. use of stealth and powers and kind of
It was creative and fresh.
yeah, it's visceral. It's a visceral game when you have to actually kill people in it, whereas you can avoid it, which is harder and takes a lot longer when a game that's pretty short actually. So,
Far Cry 3 really was a good game. I know I picked Counter-Strike over it, but I think some people would probably try to argue Far Cry 3 to get Game of the Year. I may not think that, but some people may really think that should be Game of the Year.
Yeah, that's a game that gets conflated into this category as well. We put it into first-person shooter. So let's do the vote here.
all right.
Assassin's Creed 3, Game of the Year, Action Adventure. Any votes?
Big old no from him.
No votes!
Yes.
Like,
None.
Yes.
Oh,
Happy.
I'll be honest. This was my second favorite on this list. Maybe I just liked it more.
I think it's my tie for second.
Yeah. Okay. So definite honorable mention for Assassin's Creed 3. One of those almost made it, but XCOM. I don't think anyone's gonna vote for that one. But a good game.
It's a good game.
Yeah,
It's a good game. I don't necessarily like it more than anything else on the list,
Okay.
which is the problem. It's good, but not good
All
enough.
these games are good.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all great.
I think
games.
all 6 of these games are definitely we'd
Otherwise,
recommend.
we wouldn't be
We'd recommend
talking
them to our
about
friends. Yeah, worth playing.
In a top 10, they're gonna be somewhere in that list.
Well, these are the top 6
Well, I'm saying like in a top 10 overall for the
out of all the genres.
all the genres. Yeah, I think most of these would end up in that
I,
list.
I, if you said top 15, it's a no-brainer. Top 10, probably.
Yeah, I'm not.
They're that good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good argument. Sleeping Dogs. Any votes? I don't think so, but
Surprising game, really worth checking out. It deserves more attention than it got because it released in August.
Uh-huh.
Check it out, definitely.
Spec Ops: The Line, same kind of thing.
I don't think it's the action game of the year, but I think every gamer who's really a hardcore gamer should play this game.
You know what I hope? I hope everyone who makes video games plays Spec Ops: The Line,
that's a
because
really
I think
observation.
I think all the other games that come out 2013, 14, they'll learn something from that game. So if there was one game I wish I could hand out to the industry, it's like, see what they did with the story in that one, and go with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would say about that game. So we're down to the 2 based off the discussion. Max Payne 3, Mass Effect 3. Oh my god.
Sounds like MP3 over any.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, as much as I love Mass Effect, I have to kind of I love Max Payne too. Like it's a tie between them for me. But considering this side of the room is heavy on Max Payne,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, you had the counter award.
He done. That's
3
it.
minutes
That's it.
ago, you said Mass Effect 3 is
Well,
my game of the year.
I'm saying like I did enjoy that, but
Yeah.
Mass Effect's not gonna win. I'm the only one voting for it, so
Are you? Okay,
Well, then
so
vote
you're
for
the
it.
first one
Are
to
you gonna-
vote.
Are you going to vote
Are
for
you-
it?
okay, Mass Effect.
We gotta vote.
Okay, so you do vote Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll go
You're going
Mass
Mass
Effect.
Effect.
Okay, Carl,
I want to go with MP3.
Max Payne 3. Let's go out to Rachel.
What we say?
Hi.
I mean, I didn't play Max Payne 3, and I'm starting like.
Mistake. So it's a -1 to Mass Effect 3 and a 0 for.
That is awesome. Yes, I voided out his vote.
Okay, so that's a negative vote. So we're down to 0 votes for Mass Effect 3.
You might as well change your vote again.
That's my revenge.
Well, now I'm gonna vote for Dishonored.
We've got 2 votes for Max Payne 3, and
That's correct.
my vote
Max Payne 3.
then doesn't matter. But
Much like most elections.
I would have voted Max Payne 3.
Woo!
I honestly thought I was going to have to fight for this one. It was, well, I thought all you guys were going to vote for Assassin's Creed 3. This shows you how well I know my writers. Max Payne 3, Action Adventure Game of the Year.
Yeah.
One of the worst selling on this list, maybe the worst.
Can't believe
Shows what we know.
Fling that card in us to discuss. There you go.
You know what? I'll crumple it.
Yeah.
I'll crumple it.
Yeah.
America, you
throw it.
disgust us.
So this is going to be fun. All of you have written almost a dozen plus reviews this year.
Ugh.
Worst game, and I bet you Carl could win on any of the ones he's reviewed. Carl wins some special award. I don't know what it'll be, the Razzie, but
I don't know
literally,
if
you
I can
look
do
at
that.
this list of games that you've reviewed, and you have to just hold your nose to read this aloud.
I heard good things about Sniper Elite.
Sniper, yeah, that was the one I was like I'm like, what did I say to you last year that I got all these absolutely crappy games? Light Hero.
You mean you did like NFL Blitz?
NFL,
but it was so fun back in the 90s.
Yeah, it was. Dude. That's where it should stay. Okay. Scary Girl was somewhat entertaining. Frey, no, I'm gonna crap on that. Inversion was creative. It was you're walking on the street, and then all of a sudden gravity changes, and you could be walking on the building next to you. And I love it.
Gravity Rush,
and it's a lot better.
Exactly. So anyway, moving on. Sniper Elite. The sniping aspect was the only thing I liked about it, where every shot wasn't the same. You could shoot a guy in the chin, and the animation would change from how it hit him in the jaw from one time to the next one. So that was okay.
What about Light Hero or Legends of Pegasus?
Light Hero. Was this game written in like 1989 or something like that? Because that's basically what it looked like. It was a Joker review. Don't even waste your time watching it. Legend of Pegasus.
Don't read his work. It's
Legend of Pegasus.
I'm even disgusted with what I've
Does anybody know what Legend of Pegasus is? It's not about a horse or anything like that, okay? It's like some kind of it's like you're trying to inhabit the planets and everything. You've got your ships. It's just absolutely boring.
Like you can't even describe it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that bad.
Frey was another game that I mentioned earlier. It looked like that was written in 1998. I'm sorry, that was horrible. I got, 10 games. Every last one of them was basically
We're going to
dead.
throw some love to Carl in 2013.
Thank you. Moving on. Back to you. Okay,
yeah,
you
hopefully
guys.
there's some more stuff
Sorry
out
if you
there. That's
demos.
good.
My worst game that I got to review was called Summer Stars 2012. And, I got caught up in the Olympic hype. I love the old track and field games on the Atari. And so you remember those games, right? So I'm thinking, oh, cool. I've got
Can
this.
you play as Flojo?
I've got this. I wish.
Yeah, rest her soul.
I got this wonderful PlayStation Move that I've got like one game that's pretty good for, and so I tried it out, and the game didn't work. It was really glitchy, and instead of actually, like how quickly I do this to run, the button mashing on it actually meant more than how it just didn't make any sense, and it didn't work right, and the results were inconsistent. The graphics were bad. The play-by-play was the worst I've ever heard. It was like you were listening to a parade. You know those two, like the incessant babble that goes on? It was just like that. None of it made sense. It was just rushed and probably made by one guy in Poland. And I hope that guy just drops dead. I'll just go ahead and say it. It was awful. That was such a bad game.
Die.
Okay.
Terrible game.
You're next.
I want to give it to Game of Thrones, but the writing is really good in it, so not really. Of Orcs and Men is awful. It's the same game, same company, just uses more fantasy elements, but the writing's not good, and the gameplay is just as stale and boring.
All right, Ryan.
I really wanted the Expendables 2 to be good because I love the Expendables. I love this second movie, but Chuck Norris would not approve this game at all.
No. Ben.
I would say Deadlight. It almost was the perfect zombie game for the first 30 minutes, and then it just evolved into horrible mechanics. But my award would go to Combat Mission Fortress Italy. Has anyone heard of it?
You got so much crap on that here too. There were all these people that were fans of the game like, how dare you say these things?
Basically, if you want to play a military strategy game, do not buy this game. It costs $50, and
how thick was that manual?
And it included about 200 pages worth of PDFs to read through it.
He's not exaggerating.
Check out the review at GamingIllustrated.com
and the video on YouTube.
And the video,
yeah,
which has gotten some flack from diehard fans of the game.
Rachel,
what's the worst game for you?
Mass Effect 3.
Mine's going to be a close call between Brave, Pixar's that Brave game,
Pixar's
and Diabolical Pitch, which was available on Xbox Live Arcade. Both of those were just boring and terrible, and the Diabolical Pitch was with the Kinect, and this is like the same motion you did, and I got really tired, and a lot of muscle in one arm, and then sometimes like I wouldn't hit the baseball right, and it wouldn't hit the evil owl or whatever. It was bad.
But
it was
talk
very
about
bad.
The story. Okay, so it's supposed to be a baseball game for Kinect. All right, so Rachel, tell them the plot of the story.
It's Grasshopper, right? Grasshopper Manufacturer did it?
I don't remember. That was my first game I reviewed for you guys. I think the story is like I get hit by a car thing, and my pitching arm is no longer any good or functioning enough to be a big star. So I don't know if I hallucinate or die, but I like meet this bull or it's a cow, and it's an evil devil. It's like Lucifer in cow form. He's wearing a nice suit,
Is this a baseball game?
Yes, it's a baseball game.
It's like Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but
It's
you-
like Crypt.
Rachel, you just sold me on this game.
No, it was like an acid trip. It was horrible.
The best kind of experience.
All right.
Yeah, except
So-
that I'm in the middle of my living room doing this, and then I broke my overhead light because I
We're done
pitched
pretty much.
fine. I
Just let
hit
it
the light.
finish.
That's
All right.
the game
so-
cost me money.
All right, so for the whole staff here at Gaming Illustrated, thank you so much for watching our insanity and getting a peek of life at
Farm to
Gaming
Swarm
Illustrated.
2013.
We love all you guys. We appreciate all the visits, and we look forward to an amazing 2013. Lots of games coming
GTA
out.
5!
Thanks for watching. We'll
Phantom
see you next
Pain.
year.
Dead Space
Dead
2.
Space 3.
GamingIllustrated.com.
The camera with tempo.
All right. Woo! All right, let's watch it. Chance, are you ready?
I like watching my work.
Oh, you want to do it?
You can go in any order. I'm just gonna cut them up anyway.
Okay, well then it doesn't matter.
I'm thinking, yeah, she's got to go to sleep and everything. Let's get the ones in where she can put
No,
in her, you know.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay.
You don't look fine, Rachel.
Well, no, I'm just.
Oh! If looks could kill.
Are you kidding me?
That's her new picture for Gaming Illustrated. Put that on there.
I